for the recovery. My first guest I would like to bring in is coming in from just a couple blocks over. I was able to highlight their sister restaurant, Rosalina, not too long ago, and another beautiful restaurant there. So we're excited that they have expanded and opened a new concept. So I'd like to bring in Tom from Kleos. Look at this.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
And he comes with wine. Now you know we're in good shape.
Wine, some food.
Whoa, beautiful. Thanks, Christina. Slide that right in there. Awesome. Oh, nice.
Even some olive oil from my hometown.
Tom, thanks for joining me.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Rick.
you making the time. So I had Tom's lovely wife on representing Rosalina, and she was a dynamite guest, did a fantastic job. We were very happy to have her here. And I think from a perspective of the city, is that we're even happier that you have expanded into a new concept.
Absolutely. We've been at Rosalina's for about 3.5 years now, and we recently opened about a month ago, Kleos, named after my son, Kleos, which is the Greek
Nice.
version of Hercules. So that's where we got Kleos from.
That's right,
So
she
it's
was
a full
telling us
Greek
that.
concept.
That's right, I remember she mentioned that. How old is your son now?
My son is 20 months.
20 months.
20
He's already got something named after him.
Hey, he's got a restaurant. Rosalina has one. My son has to have one now, too.
That's awesome. All right, so you brought some beautiful things here, and I'm already getting aromas that are driving me crazy. Let's talk about what you brought for us.
Well, actually, what we brought here was, I have my most popular appetizers we brought here. The first one here is a tasting dip of various dips that we make in-house, all homemade. We have a spicy feta over here. We have an eggplant dip over here. We have a Santorini fava, which is similar to a hummus. Our own house-made tzatziki sauce, and a beet spread as well.
A beet spread.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Beet spread with tahini in it, and some olive oil. Our host olive oil homemade from Greece, so we send directly from my hometown in Greece.
Loving that.
Then we also have our other most important appetizer, our most popular appetizer, is what we call our version of saganaki. Saganaki typically in Greek is fried cheese. We bump it up a notch and we kicked it up a notch a little bit, and what we've done actually is we use two cheeses in here. The two cheeses we use are feta cheese, cassetti cheese. We wrap it in phyllo dough, pan-sear it, then we put honey on top, sesame seeds, and a little bit of cider lemon.
That honey looks absolutely
It's
beautiful.
delicious Greek honey.
Mouth
directly from
watering here
Greece.
beyond belief. Now, this I know I'm going to like, so I'm already excited about this.
This is one of our most popular dinner entrees, and it's our lamb shank. It's United States lamb shank from Colorado, actually. It's about a 22-ounce lamb shank that we pan-sear, then we slow braise it for a number of hours, and then how we serve it is we serve it over what they call Greek chilopitis, which is Greek egg noodles.
Okay.
We import those directly from Greece, the egg noodles we use here, in the sauce of the lamb as it's cooking, and then we put on top of it what they call Greek Migitra cheese, which is a Greek grating cheese as
Yeah.
well. And then we ended up with a gremolata on top, which is the parsley and the zest, the
So
orange
is
zest.
that cheese like a rich cheese, or is it, how's the?
It's almost like a ricotta cheese,
Okay.
or Parmesan type cheese,
It
but a
looks
little
like
bit more
it's-
pungent than
Looks like it's
typical
melted
cheese.
beautifully in there.
So, and we use that a lot, obviously, in all our restaurants, all our
That's
dishes.
my kind of dish, right?
So
there.
that's
right on.
people love the slow braised lamb shank,
Absolutely.
and you have to have lamb shank in a Greek restaurant.
And what did you bring here that we're going to taste? Because I got to tell you, that looks like it's going to be perfect with this.
We brought the what we call the Oxia wine. We have wines, we have a very wide selection of Greek wines throughout the whole country, and what we brought today is an Oxia wine, which is the flagship of Alpha Estates. Alpha Estates is northern Greece, Thessaloniki, Macedonia area, a little cooler climate, and actually the owner of Alpha Estates was in the United States a month ago. We did a wine tasting with the owner of Alpha Estates.
Really?
And just to give you an idea, these grapes, Casino Magro grape, similar to Nebbiolo type grape, they date back to the thousands of years ago. They date back to Alexander the Great, because that's where Alexander the Great was from, Macedonia. So you're drinking the grapes of Alexander the Great here.
I'm fine with that. And look at history behind wine. We talked about this before. Great history. Well, this all looks amazing, Tom. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
So,
Yamas, as we say in Greek.
Yamas. So as if you couldn't tell, it's a Greek restaurant. Okay, so let's talk about going from Rosalina
Mhm.
to Kleos as a Greek restaurant.
Absolutely.
I think you're a little Greek, so I think you can kind of tell us about that.
I was actually born in Kalamata, which is southern Greece. It's 2.5 hours south of Athens. People think that Kalamata grapes Kalamata olives are just olives. It's actually a city in Greece, Kalamata. It's the Kalamata region where all the olive oil and the olives actually come from. So I came from Greece. I was a baby, but I used to go travel there every summer since I was 13 years old.
So you've kept that in your heart, and that was the story behind
Absolutely.
naming it after your son
Absolutely.
and then opening the restaurant.
Absolutely. So we're really excited about the Greek restaurant. We feel a nice Greek restaurant in the city was warranted at this point.
So let's kind of put it in perspective in the old Rhode Island mentality as to where you're located.
We're located, Rhode Island mentality, the old Taza space,
The old
250
Taza
Westminster Street, only 3 blocks from here, and 3 blocks from my existing restaurant, which works out well, actually, so.
So being in that location, you're right on the corner there. So you've got a corner view.
Corner of Union and Westminster Street, exactly.
Right. So that space, again, is a space very similar to Rosalina, like you said, in the proximity that you can walk to PPAC, you can walk to the convention center, the hotels, anything that's going on. You're in a central location.
We offer complimentary valet parking, so if you are going to the show, I tell my guests, basically come to the dinner, valet your car, come get it after the show. So saves you some money in parking fees.
So give us a visual picture of Kleos, because this restaurant, again, is much different than your first restaurant,
Right.
Rosalina, and in following the concept, it seems to me that you not only have nailed it with the food, but the design. So can you give us a little preview of that?
You will not walk into Rosalina and see the picture of the Acropolis, I will tell you that, or a picture of Santorini, which is old Greek. We actually have modernized it. We have a very nautical feel, a lot of the blues, the colors, very vibrant in colors. I actually ship the chairs that we have in Rosalina directly from Greece. So if you go to Greek restaurants in Greece, these are the type of seating that you will have in Greece as well. So we have that open feel. We have beautiful paintings that our local person, Buck Hastings from Providence Paint Design, painted on us, for us basically. We have a great painting of a family of picture from 1955. We have the 12 Labors of Hercules, beautiful painting over the bar, and he's done some other great paintings. He's also done paintings for us at Rosalina's, but we have some great artwork, we believe, in the building itself.
Now, and you took a space that had been empty for a little while. I know they were looking for that new concept, and you really have. I mean, from what you've talked about with the food already, and this wine is amazing, to have a beautiful Greek wine, the olive oil, the style of it, you really have kept the authenticity.
Absolutely. We use all fresh ingredients, all the stuff that we use. We actually import many of the products, as you see here, are directly from Greece. The hilopitas, our olive oil. So we have kept it very authentic as possible as we can here.
So you guys have had one restaurant under your belt. You decided to open a second restaurant over there.
Right.
Is there growing pains, growing challenges in going from the first restaurant to the second restaurant?
A little bit, because again, we have to divide our time, Lauren and I, we have to divide our time between both restaurants, but I have to say we have a wonderful staff at both Kleos and Rosalina that have been very, very supportive of us. So I have to do an outreach to the staff and say thank you for all the support they have given us during this time.
And I have to tell you, I've known a good couple dozen people that have gone over there already and enjoyed the restaurant. I think there was people going there literally the first night you opened. I know that I saw Buff Chase over there. I know
Right.
that Kate's going there. There's been a lot of people that have gone over and enjoyed the style of the food. So in moving forward, to get the restaurant rolling out, how many weeks are we now? It's like
We were open 3 weeks. We had closed a week for vacation, but
Right.
we've opened 2 more weeks now. So we opened 6 weeks.
so okay, so
6
a little
weeks.
bit over a month. So you can't get any newer than that, except for another restaurant that we come in and that might be a week old. But these are the type of things you need to make plans to come out and see. And for informational purposes, this holiday weekend coming up is a great time to come into Providence because there is a Sunday night water fire taking place,
Absolutely.
which doesn't happen very often
No,
in Providence, that
no.
you get a Sunday night one. But with the holiday weekend, so to be able to go down to Kleos and still be able to walk straight along here or access Water Place Park going behind it, you've got a lot of opportunities to come out and check it out. Now, with that, you've got a great team, Rosalina, a great chef that's in there. Tell me about a dish that you would recommend that guests don't miss. And I want to ask you about a chef dish that you think the chefs like to cook.
Obviously, some of the dishes here, but one thing that you should try, which has become very, very popular, is our meze platter. And in the meze platter, basically, you can try a few of everything in there. We have the Greek spinach pie, spanakopita. We have a house-made dolma, which is the stuffed grape leaves. We have hand-cut French fries. We have our house-made keftedas, Greek meatballs on there. We have lakanika, which I go to New York to pick up from a butcher in New York for a grilled lakanika, is a Greek sausage. So you can try a lot of different things in the meze platter.
So is the meze platter that come with all that, or do you order specific things?
No, it all comes with all that.
So that's a heck of a platter.
It's quite a meze platter, we
It's a
think.
beautiful
we
platter.
feel.
That's a lot in there.
We like to see the people enjoy everything, so.
So I know you only got 6 weeks under your belt to get going over there, but is there anything that we should look forward to that you think you're going to kind of launch and get into over there?
One of the things we will be doing probably within the next month or so is where we will be opening for quick service lunch.
Awesome.
We will have a lunch service counter in the area. We've had it built. It's designed for that, but we just wanted to get dinner under our belt, and I think it's coming along very well.
So you think maybe in the next month or so? That
Next month we'll be opening for dinner for a lunch service as well.
Perfect for the fall. So now you got another awesome lunch spot to go to right in the heart of the city. Thank you for sharing this. That's awesome. So my last kind of question that I want to cover, I know that you talked about what they shouldn't miss with the mezza platter, but the culinary scene of the chefs coming out of there, I talk to chefs and owners very often about what they like to prepare, like what's their funnest things to be in there. Now, without having a chef here, I kind of want to get that aspect from you about what you enjoy to do in the kitchen, because obviously you have a great familiarity with it and you have a great background with your Greek heritage.
Well, one of the things that I did work in my father's restaurant several blocks away when I was going to high school and college, so I grew up in the restaurant business as well, so I am familiar a little bit with it. But the folks in the kitchen, I think they really enjoy all the diversity that we have here. So there's a lot of diversity here, and there's a lot of prep, much more prep here than it is at Rosalina. So I think the staff really enjoys the diversity on a day-to-day basis of all the different things they can try. And the other thing is, I know Lauren works very well with the staff on trying and sampling different things at all times. So
that's awesome. So I do have one other quick question in talking about the Greek wine that I'm absolutely enjoying here. Before I let you go, I apologize, it just came to mind. Is I got a comment earlier about people trying new wines and experimenting with new wines, and quite often we highlight a wine at the beginning of each segment, but the fact that you have 2 different types of lists at each of your establishments. So obviously Rosalina, I know I've had great Italian wines that are over there. This Greek wine, is it hard, or have you been able to bring in a decent amount of Greek selections to complement the list and the food?
Well, we work with our local vendors basically. There's one of the folks that we deal with basically specializes in Greek wines. He's actually brought people in from Greece as well. Now, the thing that you should know about Greek wines is that it's different than some of the other wines is most of them are boutique type style wines in Greece. Okay. So you have a lot of smaller wineries, so we get wines from a number of different places throughout the country of Greece as well. And they've been making wine for thousands of years as well. I know people don't understand that or realize that, but Greece has been making wines for thousands of years.
Absolutely, and that's a good education for people to understand. So from that perspective of bringing in those authentic wines and commenting on your list, you guys are really trying to get people to pair it up, to try the different wines with the cuisine.
And the nice thing about our restaurant is if you look at the menu, our cocktail menu and our wine list, it'll tell you if you like this type of wine, this is what we recommend. If you like a Pinot Grigio, if you like this, it'll tell you what wine would go well with foods and what also wines that you would select if you like that type of wine.
That's an awesome thing. So not only that, you got an education on Greek wines, you're going to get educated on what wines compare with your food while you're there. I don't know what you could possibly miss on this. So you have to check out Kleos. They've got a great Facebook page that's already up. Rosalina, their sister restaurant, you can go between the 2. Tom, thank you very much for making the time to come in today. I know you have a lot going on. Your daughter keeps peeking around the corner here, so I know she's anxious to see you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate it.
Take care.
All right.